You're going. You're leaving out every other shuffle rhythm beat, and you're building your bass line. So the little chords that are played on the top, in this case, happen to be dominant seventh little forms, because this lends itself to that. But it can be a major seventh. It can be a sus. Now, after you get a little bit, after you're able to move like, after you can move, I'm moving a little bit fast, I'm showing off a little bit, but after you move a little bit, then you can start adding some little syncopation to it, you know. It doesn't have to be. So you notice every other one. Bum, bop, 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 bop. So you can start going. So now I'm adding some little accents and little rhythms. None of those little chord forms that I'm playing are difficult. And none of them are, in many cases, not indicative of the chord that I'm actually playing. Sometimes I'm playing G7, it's a G sus. Or you can do this. Now, these two notes are kind of neutral sounds. See, that could be an E minor, or an E7, or a C. If I have a C root as a bass, say I'm going to go, I can go. See, these two notes are not, it's not like this. In other words, nothing that I'm playing is very difficult. The notes happen to be under my fingers around one of the bar forms, which is another subject I'd like to talk to you about on another tape, which is the subject of using bar forms to move around on the guitar. The value of understanding the bar form, like having a capo, you know, like where you see these people put the thing on, it goes like that. Well, this would be like having a capo and it's stuck in your head, see, and it hurts sometimes, but the bar form serves as a capo. And I'd like to talk to you about that sometime, and the use of it. But in building bass lines, I'll play, for instance, this 1-6-2-5 business with as much as I can think of as far as building a line. Remember, the bass line is the most important thing. It has to move logically. It can't, it's not that comping doesn't count. Anyway, that's kind of an example of building bass lines. The important thing is the bass line itself. You should be on the root at a certain place in the bar. I can't tell you exactly where that should be, but the root should be sounding somewhere within the area of the chord change. You can avoid the root. For instance, you can do this same pattern like this. That's the same. That's A7, D7, G7, C. So if I were playing a tune that had an extensive chord progression, I could demonstrate the bass line a lot clearer to you. But since I said it once again, this simple little pattern of, I call it I love coffee, or whatever, is restrictive in the sense that you keep going around the same cycle, and there's only so much movement you can do on the same cycle. For instance, you could play a bass line like this. I'll show you. So in other words, it's a pedal tone. So before I finish, I'll play a tune, or I'll play a little piece for you or something. But there are no wrong notes in playing, you know. It's just they're in the wrong places. But there can't be a wrong note in music, because there's only, how could there be a wrong note? Maybe there could. Write to me and tell me. I don't know. But I'll take the same chord pattern and play around with it. Slower. Always have a melody in mind.
Hi, I'm Woody Mann, and welcome to Hot Licks Solo Jazz Guitar with Joe Pass. The video on this enhanced DVD was originally released in 1986 in VHS format and was Joe Pass's first instructional video for hot licks. Joe Pass has long been hailed as one of the true giants in jazz history. His series of virtuoso recordings for the Pablo label in the 1970s set a new standard for solo jazz guitar and have since become classics. On solo jazz guitar, Pass gives a full treatment to the 1-6-2-5 chord progression, explaining, demonstrating, and performing the improvisation and arranging techniques that are at the heart of this extraordinary style. He starts off by showing you the basic progression, then embellishes the chords by adding color tones, substitutions, bass lines, melodies, leading tones, and several other musical devices. Joe shows you that there are endless ways to navigate this progression and gives you the tools to make your own creative choices. If you're new to jazz, you might find it difficult to keep up with the alterations and the substitutions. This enhanced DVD has two special features that can make this a lot easier. The chord corner lets you hear each chord while seeing a photograph of the position along with the chord diagram. The slow motion special feature allows you to loop each exercise at half speed with the audio restored to standard pitch. These new features, along with the tab booklet, should make it a lot easier for you to get the music right under your fingers. Toward the end of the session, Joe covers approach to single note solos over the 1-6-2-5 progression. He makes use of many of the chord tones in these melodic lines, so it helps to be familiar with the progression before attempting to solo over it. Again, refer to the slow motion section if you have any trouble keeping up. Other features that have been added include Joe's biography, a selected discography, and a suggested listening list of important and influential jazz recordings. Joe's follow-up to solo jazz guitar is called The Blues Side of Jazz and explores the 12-bar blues chord progression that is also commonly used in jazz guitar. These two classic videos will give you an unprecedented insight into the playing of a true jazz legend. Good luck playing solo jazz guitar with Joe Pass.